You're tuned into Human by AI with Ashish Garg. Real, unscripted conversations about how humans and AI are shaping the future of community finance. Grab your favorite drink and let's dive in.
Welcome to the next edition of my podcast, Human by AI. I have with me somebody who's one of the most energetic CEOs or leaders of the credit union movement. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Dan Sutton, someone who's very, very dear to me, always positive, always happy, always out there in the industry as a thought leader. So Dan, welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here and be with you.
Wonderful. So for my audience, of course, I know you very, very well, but can you introduce yourself a little bit for my audience?
Yeah, so my name is Dan Sutton. I'm the president and the CEO of Kemba Credit Union. I just celebrated my 26th year at Kemba Credit Union and my 26th year in the credit union movement.
I see. So you joined Kemba 26 years ago.
1999, right before Y2K.
I see. And then where did you start? Where did you start your career?
Yeah, I started in the accounting department. I was the lowest member in the accounting department on the totem pole. So
wow.
Just cutting my teeth, trying to figure out what a credit union even was, let alone what they did.
And then from there, where did the journey take you?
Yeah, I had an opportunity. The credit union was growing. I kind of rode the wave, and then I went from the assistant controller of the credit union to the chief financial officer of the credit union. Did that for about 10 years, became the chief operating officer concurrently for 6 years as the chief financial officer. 2017, I had the opportunity to take a promotion, become the president of the credit union. And then April of 2018, the board promoted me to chief executive officer of the credit union. And here I am today, looking at 2026. And I'll tell you what, Ashish, I have not worked a day in the last 24 years. That's how much I love this job, and I love this mission of helping people.
Yeah. And Dan, I was just watching a podcast the other day, and a gentleman was talking about the same thing, that listen, God makes all of us unique. God gives all of us a gift. If you can uncover what your gift is and you practice that, then work doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun.
That's exactly right.
I see. So it looks like you've been having a lot of fun.
Love it.
Okay. So let's switch to the main topic.
All right.
Human by AI. So let me start with my first question. AI. Dan, do you use AI in your personal life? Are you an AI skeptic? Are you an AI believer?
I do use AI in my personal life. I use ChatGPT mostly. I also use Microsoft Copilot. From ChatGPT, I use that more to maybe fact check other things I see on social media. I have a hard time believing anything else that I see or read today. And so I will find myself going to ChatGPT to verify, was this fake or fiction or truth or facts. Copilot, I'm just cutting my teeth with Microsoft Copilot right now. So that's how I use it in my personal life. Am I a believer? I am a believer. I do believe that about 85% of what's out there is noise, but I have tremendous faith and confidence that 15% that's out there will be very much a tool that we will not only use individually in our own lives, but we'll be able to use it in the credit union space as well. So I am a believer. I am not a skeptic.
By the way, separate topic. Do you like baseball?
I'm a baseball fan.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, so I have to tell you the story. The World Series just ended.
Yes.
Dodgers versus the Blue Jays. I'm a cricket fan, okay? For me, baseball is a very slow game, so I never liked baseball. But somehow, I got into this World Series, okay? So I'm watching the World Series, and I'm learning there's something called a fastball.
Okay.
So there was this pitcher that was pitching again and again. So I was like, what is a fastball? So I go to ChatGPT and say, what is a fastball? And he's teaching me how to fastball. Right. Then I think in one of the games, what happens, a hitter hit a ball. It got stuck under foam, and that became a dead ball.
Okay.
So I used ChatGPT to figure out dead ball. So I'm learning baseball through AI at this point in time. Yeah. But what a World Series we had.
Absolutely. That was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about AI in the credit union. So tell us a little bit more about Kemba Credit Union, what kind of membership you have. Where are you guys located, by the way?
So we're located downtown Cincinnati was our headquarters. That's where we started almost 92 years ago. And today we are still very much in the surrounding area of downtown Cincinnati. Downtown Cincinnati, for your listeners, is in the southwest part of the state of Ohio. We have the Ohio River that sits just south of us, separating us from northern Kentucky. And we sit very closely to the line of Indiana. So we serve about 130,000 members today. We sit in 3 states and 30 counties is who our field of membership is open to.
I see. So within the credit union, Dan, have any of your employees and if your colleagues sort of come to you saying, hey, we want to use AI. Have you started deploying it? Has there been any usage? What's been sort of the initial thing?
Yeah, so it's Ashish. I went back and looked. We have an acceptable use policy we wrote a few years ago.
Yeah,
and it almost was like unacceptable to use AI because we wrote the policy a few years ago when it was really scary, really spooky, really far off into the future. We just had a strategic planning session a couple of weeks ago where we brought a thought leader into the room, and not only did this thought leader teach us about what is AI, what's generative AI, what's agentic AI, what's large language models, what's machine learning. What are some of the possible benefits of AI, but also what are some of the risks that can come with AI?
Yeah.
So we have picked AI up and we're on an education journey on it. However, we are using it from a practical standpoint. In our contact center, we are using it as our knowledge base. So if a member were to call in and say, what is the routing number?
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to fumble over here and find that Post-it note where it's written on, we can go to our AI knowledge base, which is protected with inside the Kemba walls, if you will. So we have launched that. The other part of AI that we've used is partnered with another fintech, actually, where we'll make outbound calls. And it's not really us humans making outbound calls, although it sounds like a human making an outbound call and more of a bot, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we are, but we are actually using it live in the knowledge base world. I have great plans to continue to deploy it here in the future, near future too, by the way.
Wonderful. I love that idea, sort of knowledge-based, kind of low-risk environment, because you take all your knowledge, you put it in the AI bot, and employees are using it, and I'm guessing employees use good judgment when the bot is giving them answers. So then in this new world where AI, there's of course lots being talked about, written about, that AI is going to transform the world. All knowledge jobs will be taken over by AI, etc. Where do you really think the humans in the future continue to add value?
Yeah, I do not see AI replacing any employees at Kemba Credit Union. I see AI maybe taking the more laborious, repetitive, less fun stuff and doing that, freeing up our employees, our humans, to do the more empathetic, relationship building, strategic, more I don't know, let's say fun part of the job, but the part that will really truly help and resonate the member. So let AI work smarter or do the hard part, the boring, tedious, repetitive, mundane stuff, and then let our humans then do the things that are more strategic and maybe more soft and empathetic and sympathetic to the.
And could you maybe give our audience sort of a couple of examples what this sort of soft or empathetic part of being a credit union sort of employee is all about? Like some examples.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that figured out yet,
to
be completely honest. I think that if you think about it, go back to the knowledge base. So we have about 35 agents in our contact center. Our contact center is the call center. And if you've got a member calling in and they're saying, I've got an international wire I need to do, Dan, do you know how much this international wire fee will be? And it's like, instead of me fumbling around trying to find out, it's $75, oh, it's $100. Hold on, let me see, whatever. Maybe let the chat bot maybe take that question or something. But if a member were to call in and they have fraud on their debit card, that person is scared. They just lost their money. They know they didn't do it. So allow that, maybe to let that agent, with empathy, say, and reassurance, she's, okay, let's talk about this dispute. We see that you didn't charge that here. Don't worry about it. I'll give you provisional credit. We'll take care of that. So let the agent maybe do the things that are more personal, more scary, and then let the software do the more routine things.
Yeah, and very well said, Dan. And Dan, this is very close to home for me, and I'll tell you why. In April of this year, my wife and kids, we went to Japan. And Japan, as you know, is one of the safest countries in the whole world. Well, it so happens that my wife lost her wallet. Somebody, I think, opened the zipper of her backpack, took her wallet out. And my wife's dear friend told her that, hey, this is Japan, your wallet will come back. So we didn't take immediate action. However, late in the night, we learned that using her credit card, somebody went to an Apple store in Tokyo, did multiple swipes, and they spent $52,000. $52,000 at an Apple store. Like 16 transactions. Like how many MacBooks did they buy? And the Apple store didn't catch it. Nobody caught it. We were so scared. We didn't have, like, our credit cards got locked out. We didn't have money to pay our hotel to check out. It is a very scary moment. And then when I called the bank, luckily I found somebody. Initially, I found somebody who was very robotic, but eventually we found somebody who was empathetic. That was a scary night.
Yeah. So that's where I think the humans will be able to leverage and take the time to spend the time with people who are in those tense moments, those scary moments that you just want somebody else to listen to you, to hear you, to feel you, to understand you. That's where I think the humans will be able to continue to do what they do best in our credit union space.
Yeah. And are you seeing some of this fear in your employees? You feel that employees are scared, employees are thinking that, hey, if I adopt this tool or technology, maybe tomorrow I'm not that relevant anymore. Are you seeing some of that? And if yes, like, how are you addressing that?
Yeah, we are actually, Ashish. We're seeing it. And I can understand why, because you see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, or even like your friend circle or your family circle. I mean, it may be going on in other industries or at other companies. People are probably talking about it, whether it's at church or wherever it is. So it is out there, and they are very much afraid of it. We are using my management team, and kind of like how we led this off. I told the management team that that AI will not anytime soon replace a human. If we get smarter and start working faster in a particular department, then we will then probably take those individuals and move them to another department. But no one's going to lose their job at Kemba Credit Union to AI. We may find them doing their jobs differently. But no one's going to use, but there is no doubt that people fear this. There is no doubt that they fear that computers are going to replace them. And it is a real fear. And so I think what you have to do as a leader, you have to continue to tell the story with calm voice, and just reassure that it will make us all work differently, not replace us.
Yeah. And again, going back to the empathy point,
yes.
Right? Human touch with empathy. What I love, Dan, about this is, as a leader, you see the future, you have a viewpoint, and the way you sort of made a decision for your credit union, and the way with a calm voice and empathy, you're communicating to your employees that, listen, change is coming, but no Kemba employee shall be losing his job because of AI. Even if there's redundant work, we'll redeploy.
Right. It may help us, through attrition. Maybe we might not have to replace somebody down the road because the technology has helped us move a little bit more efficient, a little bit maybe more faster.
Yeah.
But no one's going to lose their job to AI. Not at Kemba Credit Union. Not anytime soon.
Yes. Not on Dan's watch.
No, not on my watch.
Incredible, Dan. Incredible. I just love the way you think about this. And this is what I call true leadership, looking in the future and really put a stake in the ground. Absolutely.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. You can look at AI and you can take the ostrich approach, and you can put your head in the sand and you can wait for this fad to move past, or you can be the giraffe and you can stick your head way up there and you can look and you can see what's out there. And I think this is something that's not going away. This is something that's here to stay. And I think the people and the companies that are going to be most successful in the future are the ones that can tie the two together, that they can bring the human and the machine together. Not one that's better than the other, but I think they both can coexist. And I think when it's done right with intentionality, I think everybody's going to benefit from this.
Yeah. And then this is what I call human by AI.
There you go.
Thank you. What a wonderful conversation. And thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I look forward to having you again and again.
Absolutely. Anytime.